Hello everybody and welcome to Jim Games, where today I've got set up Final Girl, and the only feature film that I have for it right now is Dr. Fright on Maple Lane. So that's what we are going to be playing. So that means the monster that I'm going to be up against is Dr. Fright, who has 9 life. So he's got these 8 hearts here and a final one right here. I am playing with the final girl, Nancy. It was either Nancy or Sheila, and my randomizer gave me Nancy. She only has 4 health, so 3 of these plus the final health token. And then I'm starting at 4 on my horror track, as per that rule there. I've got a random bottom card and top card for the bad guy right there. You always start at 6 time. And then we start the game here at a bloodlust of 0. That gives Dr. Fright a 1 movement and a 1 attack. Dr. Fright is this red meeple here on the board. The final girl is the purple meeple up here. Everyone else is victims. Now, at the beginning of the game, we did a random setup, which was this card right here. And that put everything where it is. There are 5 of these setup cards, and you pick one at random and set your board up. This setup is called Playtime. So if you don't know this game, then you can learn it as I play it here, because I will go over the rules of the game as I play. Now, there are some special rules that are only for Dr. Fright, special rules that are only for Maple Lane. One of the Dr. Fright rules is that I am awake right now, and I can't do anything to harm Dr. Fright, and he cannot do anything to harm me while I am awake. Now, if I fall asleep later, I'll end up in the boiler room, and you'll see how that works when that happens. But at that time, that's when we can attack each other. But I won't be able to save any of the victims out there while I am asleep. These are all the cards that I'm going to be playing with, and I hope you can see those okay. I had to stand them up because of glare. So, right there is how they are. Here's the terror deck already set up. We have 4 item decks up here, 3 cards in each one. Somewhere in those decks is Nancy's matchets. So if I can find those, she'll have her matchets that she can use. But there are some other good things up there for her to try to get. You search these houses to get that stuff. Let's just go ahead and start things out. Shuffle up this event deck a little. And we start off with an event. And it's boyfriend. So that's where I need to take out this blue meeple. This is a special victim called the boyfriend. It says, place the special victim in the boyfriend's house, which is right where I put it. This is your boyfriend. If the killer would target you, the killer instead targets the boyfriend. During upkeep, move the boyfriend 2 spaces towards you. Then, if the boyfriend is in your space, lose 2 time. And then we leave this card out until he is gone. So, since I have something that happens during upkeep, I want to cover up upkeep on my little thing there. I'm also going to put one here for when I fall asleep. These are some special tokens which can come up in the game. And this is my hand. Let me put my awake somewhere. I don't know if this is on the screen, but I'm going to set it right there for now. So, I have 6 different cards that I can play right now. These are 0 cost cards that you always start the game with. So, First thing I want to do is try to save some victims, and I can do that through walking. So I'm going to play a walk card. Now, currently my horror is at 4, and that's in the section where I can roll 2 dice. By the way, if you're familiar with Hostage Negotiator, yes, this game is from the same company and uses the same basic gameplay. But it's a lot more than what Hostage Negotiator is. So I'm rolling 2 dice, trying to get at least 1 success, which is a star. And I got the absolute worst roll there is. Double 1s. Well, that's a total fail. And there's nothing I can do to change that. So, I've got 2 choices here with this total fail. I can just lose 2 time, or I can go ahead and move 1 space, take 1 damage, and lose 2 time. I think I'll go ahead and move the 1 space, which means I guess I've tripped and fallen on the way. I lose 1 health, and I'm still going to lose the 2 time. Now, time is what you use to purchase more cards at the end of your turn. Now, when you're in a space with victims and you move, 2 victims will follow you. And you're trying to get them to the exits. Now, I'm pretty sure on camera you really can't see much on this board. You could probably see the orange outlined ones, but the green outlined ones are the exits, and that's the middle of each side of town. And then there's also a space in between this intersection and each end. So I can bring this victim back up to here and help it to escape. They will not escape on their own, though. I have to get them to an exit myself. So I'm going to try to walk 1 more time. And that's a 2-2. So the same thing is going to happen. I'm going to go ahead, move the 1 space. Now, this happens immediately that I get to let the girl go, or the victim go. So let's remember I still have things on the card to do here. So this victim has escaped. Now, over here on my Nancy card, I have 5 different places I can put this. And depending on where I put it, it determines what bonus I get. And I'm going to get 2 hearts back. Actually, no. I think I'm going to gain 2 time. Boom, boom. There we go. Now I'm going to lose a heart because you can't gain past your high. So if I could have chosen the order, which I probably could have, I could have gone ahead and lost that heart and then gained 2 of them back. But I just want to keep things going in an even flow. I'm going to lose 2 time now, and I'm done with this walk card. Okay. Now next, I'm going to focus. Focus is a way of getting your horror moved down. As soon as a victim dies, the bloodlust is going to go up. And over here, I'm going to go up 1 horror. So I'm going to focus. There, I got a success. 1 success means my horror goes down by 1. My time will go down by 1. So I have 3 time left. I'm going to finish my turn. I sure would like to walk. So I'm going to lose 2 time when I get to the upkeep phase, because the boyfriend will be in my space. Now you can discard cards to gain 1 time per card you discard. I'm not going to be taking a short rest or a weak attack. So I think I'm going to go ahead and discard both of those to gain 2 time. I want to keep this focus for next turn. So now I am done with my action phase. So I'm moving into the planning phase, where I spend the 5 time that I have left over here. Now, I'm definitely going to take one search card. Actually, I might wait on the search. I think I would rather probably sprint. No, I'm going to search because I need to go in the houses. So a search cost me 2. I want to take one convince. That costs me 1. I've got 2 left. I think I will take a sprint for the 2 that I have left. Those go to my hand. And then the cards that I played this turn come out here. And they're all 0 cost, so they have a special little place right there. Or I'll put them right here. Okay, that is the end of the planning phase. Except that I now go up to 6 on my time. Now we go to the killer phase, and the first thing that happens is we do this killer action up here. And it says that Dr. Fright is going to target the closest person between me and a victim. Now, he is down here, and the closest to him is this victim, so he's targeting this victim. So that's his target. Now he is going to attack in his own space. Well, there's no one in his space to attack, so he gets no attack. So basically we know every killer phase he's going to attack someone in his space. Okay. Now at the end of the killer phase we draw a terror card. This is when the bad things really start happening. Did you hear what happened on Maple Lane? Alright. We're going to do an event. Officer Cop. Alright, I like this one. Alright, place the cop car token on the exit of your choice. Each upkeep, move it 1 space towards the opposite exit. Victims in the space with the cop car will move with it and are considered saved when they reach the exit. So I'm going to put the car here. So it'll start traveling to here, saving people on the way. So this is another event that we have in play right now. We also get another event. Not all events are good, by the way. The Smallies. Place 2 special victims in the Smallies house. Now there are only 2 other special victim pegs that they give you in the game, orange and white, and those are the ones for the Smallies. They go in the Smallies house, which is right here. Each time one of the Smallies is killed, we go up an extra bloodlust. Now we have to draw the next terror card. So this one I'm going to just place off to the side, and here's a new terror. They just got hit by a car, but not the cop car. If there are no victims in any street spaces, discard and draw another terror card. Otherwise, well, we do have 3 different ones in the streets. 1 victim in a street space of your choice is killed. Well, since the cop car is going to be going across, and he's about ready to kill this one anyway very shortly. As a matter of fact, right here on this card, I'm going to make this one die now. Now, it still raises our bloodlust. So this marker will move up, and now the killer still moves 1 and still attacks for 1, but I do have to go up 1 horror level. Okay. Now we're on this part where the killer is going to target a victim, but not me. And it's going to be the closest one. And the closest one, and again, you're pretty sure you can't see this very well on camera, the entrances to the houses. Each house has only 1 exit onto a street. This house exits onto this space here, but this one empties onto that one. So he is the closest to these victims, so that's his target. And he is going to move, which is 1 space. Then he's going to attack in his space. No one there. So we're done with that card, and we're done with the killer phase. Since I'm still awake, we move on to the panic phase. If any victims were killed during the turn, if there are victims in the killer space, they will panic. We do not have that situation, so we'll skip to upkeep. Upkeep, the boyfriend moves 2 spaces towards me. So there he is. Since he's in my space, I lose 2 time. Then the cop car is going to move 1 towards the opposite exit. And he'll be picking up that victim, hopefully. And now we go to a new turn. So I think I'm going to start... Well, I'm going to start by saving the boyfriend. He is a victim. So I'm at a place where he can be saved. So let's do it. And I think I'm going to get my 2 health back. Alright. Now I want to focus. Alright. When you roll a die, it has the 2 cards on it like that. You can discard 2 cards to turn it into a success. I don't want to discard any cards. Yeah, okay, I should be at 4. So I'm going to be losing 2 time for a total fail. Okay, I'm going to sprint. Thing is, I don't want to move 2 spaces now. So I'm going to do a sprint. Again, I have to discard 2 cards. However, I'm going to do the regular fail. I'm going to do the top portion of it where I move up to 1 space. That's all I wanted to move anyway. But I'm going to lose 1 health. I'm having troubles walking. So I take it before I became the final girl that I took a hit in the leg. Alright, I'm going to lose 2 time, which puts me on 0. I can still function, but if I lose any more time, I have to end my action phase right away. And actually, I'm ending it anyway because I've reached a circle X on my card. So that ends my action phase. I can't even discard cards for time, which I don't want to with these anyway. So my action phase is over. So it's time to purchase. I have 0 time, so the only thing I can get is my 0 cost cards from the last turn. So those come back to my hand. Then the ones that I played this turn are going to go back to over here. But you're never allowed to repurchase those cards right away. I go back up to 6, and then we go into the killer phase. There's no one in the killer space, so no death. Now we draw terror. Better lock the door. Alright, the first thing we do is he targets me. And since the boyfriend's no longer in the picture, we can get rid of that card. He would have targeted the boyfriend instead. But he's targeting me, and he's going to move. There's 1 boot, so 1 movement. So 1 movement towards me. And now he's going to target the closest between me or victims. And there's always a priority of victims over me. So he's going to go after either this guy or this guy. It's my choice, but I need to do it to where it's the worst case scenario for me, which probably, well, it would be either one, really. This one's already in the cop car, so we'll just go after him. Oh, he's not moving, though. Just targeting. Then he's going to kill someone in his space. No one's in his space, so there. Now, during the next action phase, you may not move into any, the wrench with the circle is a searchable place, occupied by a victim. Well, the hand that I left for myself was specifically to go into a house where there was somebody. That's why I wanted to be there. Now I can't do that. Okay, let's hope I can remember that then. Alright, there'll be no panicking, so we'll skip the panic phase. The upkeep phase, the car is going to go to the intersection. Now, a victim will not move into the space with the killer when he's with you. But I do believe that a killer or a victim can in other ways. So they just will not follow you into the space with the killer. That victim right now is in a cop car. Now that won't stop Dr. Fright from getting to it though. Okay. So right now we have a victim in the same space with the killer, which is not a good thing. Alright, that's all for the upkeep phase. So now, new action phase, and I have to remember, I cannot go into an occupied house. So I'm going to start by walking. I haven't been doing too well at that. Let's hope I've healed. Well, I have to discard 2 cards to do it. So, a weak attack, because I can't attack yet. And a short rest, because I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. So I'll discard both of those to turn this into a success. Now with 1 success, I can move up to 1 space and then I lose a time. So I'm going to move to the space right here with the killer and the victim. Now I'm going to play another walk. And again, I'll have to discard 2 cards if I want to make it work the right way. I can get another convince on my next turn. I'll discard focus and convince to be able to move 1 space. So I'm going to walk over to this space and the victim will follow me, and I lose 1 time. Now, the search card is specifically to search a searchable place. I am not at a searchable place. Now, in this version of the game, Maple Lane, every house is a searchable place. And that's where you get the items up there, depending upon the quadrant that you're on. I'm going to save this in my hand. I'm going to finish this action phase. And then we're going to go into planning. I have 4 to spend. So I will get a convince again. So that's 1. I've got 3 left. I'm going to take distraction. That'll help me to gain some, well, to lose horror. Alright, so I'm going to go back up to 6. These go into my hand along with my free card from last turn. And then these are going to go back to the market. Now, the close call is a card that allows you to re-roll a die or 2 on a fail. I have them covered up with convince. That's what that does. Okay. Killer phase. And now he has nobody to kill in his space. He's not going to kill the cop. So we are going to move on to the terror card. Better stay up late. If you are awake, which I am, -1 die for horror rolls during the next action phase. Terrible. If you are asleep, I'm not. Then down here, he's going to target the closest person. That's going to be this space right here with me and victims in it. He's going to move. His movement is still 1. And then he's going to attack, and he'll attack victims over me. Besides, he can't attack me right now anyway. Also, though, if he has a choice between targeting me or victims, it'll only be victims while I'm awake. But if it's specifically me, then he'll target me. Alright. So anyway, he is now going to kill. So he's killing one of these victims. Goes into the dead pool. And I raise Bloodlust. He will now move 2 spaces at a time, but he still hits for 1. Victims do only have 1 health, by the way. That is all for this card. Since there was a killing here, and we have a victim in the same space as the killer, the victim is going to panic. So we roll a die, and it came up 1, and there are these little numbers on the space where we are, and they'll flee in that direction, which is this direction for a 1. So he's closer to the, well, he's on the exit, but he can't escape without me there. That's the end of the panic phase. Now for the upkeep phase, the cop car is going to continue moving. So next turn, hopefully he can save some people. Alright, let's go on to my next turn. Okay, this is going to be tough, with only 1 die to roll. In order to enter a house that has a person in it, when you're playing Maple Lane, you have to play a special card called Convince. So the Convince cards come with this particular pack. There are 2 of them. So I am going to play Convince, because you have to convince these people who are kind of shaken up to let them into your house. Alright, that's a success. So I get to enter an adjacent house, and I lose a time. So I'm going to choose to go into, well, it depends on what I want up here. These houses up here have the megaphone, and the ones down here have the archery bow. So I'm going to come down here, because I'd like to have that archery bow. I wish I had walk cards, because I really need to get these 2 victims out to the cop car, but they'll follow me whenever I walk. Well, never mind. I just cheated. You guys, if you're familiar with this board, know that. The exit and entrance to this house is over here. I can only go into this house for that street space. So I'm up there. So what does the megaphone do? Because I can see what that does. Alright, once per action phase, you may move any victim on the board 1 space. And then the killer will target me and walk toward me, because he heard me. Alright. So I can search to get that megaphone. I think I will do that. If I discard both of these cards, I can get it. I'm not going to. I want to keep these 2 cards. So I got a total fail, and this is one that has 2 options for a total fail. I want to take the bottom one, go up 1 horror, and down 2 time. If I'd have taken the other one, I would have gone up 2 horror and down 2 time, but I would have gotten to take the megaphone as well. But I didn't want to go up 2 horror. That puts me awfully close to rolling 1 die all the time. I am going to end my action phase here. So I have 3 to spend. So I get my freebies. And so we got distraction and improvise. I can still try to search. The thing is, I'm thinking about falling asleep pretty soon. Now let's take the search and a close call. Now you're only allowed 10 cards in your hand. I've got 9. So I'm going to be putting back this convince and this search. Okay, planning back up to 6. Killer phase. The killer's not in a space with anybody, so no killing. So next, panic. Oh no, terror card. That's part of the killer phase. They told us to hide! Okay, we're adding victims to the board. Place 1 new victim in each house that is not connected to an exit. So that'd be those 4 middle ones. One where I am, this one here, the Smalley's house, this one down here. Oh, also, I almost forgot that. Go up 1 horror. See, I would have been in the red now if I'd done that search the other way. And then we get an event. What is going on over there? Place 1 new victim on each exit. Well, that's going to be all the victims that we have. Nope, there's 1 more in there. And then discard this card. Guess I'll put it under that other one. Alright. So that's all for the terror card and the panic phase. There's nothing going on in the panic phase. So upkeep, the cop car is going to move to its final space. And these 2 victims are saved. So I'm going to put 1 here to take the long rest card. Long rest is right here. It's a 5-point card. The critical blow should have been there. That gives me 10 cards. So the thing is, I can't take the planning card. So I'm going to have to move 2 spaces. The victims will not follow me to where he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I just won't move. I'm going to stay right there. No, I will move. 1, 2. Alright, the cop car is going to come off the board. And so is the officer cop card. So we're down to just the Smalleys as a current event. Now, that was the upkeep phase. So now, my next turn. Okay, what to do now? I'll come down into here possibly. Well, first of all, I want to do a distraction roll. I'm back to rolling normal number of dice. So 2 dice for distraction. 1 success. I can go down 1 on the horror track and go up 1 time. Now I'm going to do focus. Absolute disaster. Down 2 times. Let's try the other focus. I'll have to discard a couple of cards. I'll still wait to go to sleep. So discard those 2 to make this a success. So I go down 1 horror, down 1 time. I'm going to walk. Okay, I'll have to discard 2 if I want to do it. I won't. I'm going to do just the, I'm going to fail. So I'm going to do the top one, move 1 space. I'm going to move where he is. I'm going to lose 1 health. Then I'm going to lose 2 time, and I hope I'm not making a mistake here. I'm going to get rid of search and walk to gain 2 time. I'm going to play long rest. 1 success, so I healed 3, but I can only heal 2. Oh no, I lose 2 time. But in the special rules for Dr. Fright, when you play short rest or long rest, after you do what it says, you fall asleep. So I'm going to take the Boiler Room deck and put this awake card down on the bottom, flip it over, now I'm asleep, and there's 4 special cards under here, and you'll see how these work momentarily. Right now, since I'm asleep, I can attack Dr. Fright, and I'm going to play weak attack. And I cannot discard cards to make those good, so I lose 1 health and end my action phase. Alright, well, I tried to save up enough to buy 2 guards, but now I can only buy the 1 guard card. So I'm going to take the guard card, and all of these go back over here. So there's that one, the long rest, the 0 cost ones, distraction, close call, search, and another 0 cost. Okay, so that's planning phase. I'm back up to 6 there. Killer phase. Now he is in the same space with me, and he can attack me because I am asleep. So he attacks, but it's only 1 hit. I'll take that hit. Now we do the terror card. Slash her. So the first thing, he's going to target someone, me or a victim, and he's in a space with me, so it'll be me. And he's going to attack. So that's another hit. This time I'm going to go ahead and play guard. Now there are guard cards, and there's also retaliate. They have a blue back. These are the only cards that you use during the killing phase, or during the killer phase. As a matter of fact, you can't use them during your own turn. So, this is to protect against his attack. And I can't succeed. I get this loss here. Reduce hit by 1 to a minimum of 1. So, I'm still taking that hit. Now, next, he's going to do it again. He's going to attack someone, then move, and then attack. He doesn't need to move because he's with me. Now, I don't have any way to defend against this attack. No guard or anything. So he is hitting me, and this is my last heart. Now, the game comes with 9 of these heart tokens here. 1 has a single heart on the back, 1 has 2 hearts, and 1 has 3 hearts. The other 6 of them have blanks on the other side. You shuffle them up and randomly, without seeing them, pick 1 for you and 1 for the killer. So if you lose that last heart, or your opponent loses his last heart, you flip it over. If there are hearts on there, you survive a little longer. Let's see if I survive. Yes, there are 2 hearts there. So, I give myself this 1 heart, and there's a special white one. Now, the reason why you take a token instead of me just taking 2 of these is because when you're down to only your token, you get to roll an extra die during your turn. Was I able to... Was I supposed to roll an extra die when I did guard? I don't know. It's too late now. So, anyway, that's where we were on this card. Now, all victims that are not in a house are going to panic. So we have 3 different ones, exits that are going to panic. So let's do this one down here. 1. He is going to panic. Okay, it's very hard to see those numbers. They're real light green. He panics into that house. All right, this one, 4. He's going to panic down into this house. That one up there, 1, panicking into that house. Okay, that is the end of the slash her card. Now, at the end of the killer phase, I have to do 1 and exactly 1 card in this boiler room. So, there are 4 cards. They are separated with a line in the middle going both ways, so 4 quadrants. Each card has Frank, or Dr. Fright, in one of the corners. So I need to avoid finding him. So I'm going to take this top card and I'm going to slide it in one of these directions. Let me slide it this direction. And as I slide it, I find no Dr. Frank, or no Dr. Fright. So I'm good. So on this card, he was in either that spot or that spot. That's good to know for my next decision when I do it again. So I'm still asleep, and now we're going to my next turn, where I have no cards, but I have 6 time to buy new cards. So I get all these free ones, and I'm going to take Retaliate, which costs 4, which leaves me 2. I'll take Guard. This guard will go back. And now, the killer phase, he's going to attack me again. So I am going to retaliate. I got 1 success. So, he did 1 damage. I am reducing that by 2, so I'm taking no damage. And I hit him once. So at least I hit him 1 time during this game. Now we do a terror card. Never sleep again. My horror goes up by 1. I fall asleep, which I'm already asleep. If you were already asleep, you may reset the boiler room. That means shuffle it up. If you don't, then resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. So I'm going to have to resolve 2 of them since I didn't reset it. And this is that time. So I carefully pick this up. So I got to slide it again to where I reveal at least 1 spot on the new card. So I'm going to move it upwards. Well, I'm going to move this downwards. Alright, I'm safe. So, let me go in that direction one more time. So remember, I have to do 2 of them this time. Safe again. Good. I should have gone that way, but... Oh, no, I'm not safe. There he is. Boo. He is looking out at me right there with his pitchfork. So, he hits me for 1 attack. And I'm going to go ahead and take that hit. That'll give me an extra die to roll on my turn. And now for the panic phase, nothing is going to happen. No upkeep, so back to my regular turn. And I have a weak attack that I'm going to be able to do against him. A double success is 1 hit against him, nothing against me. Now I need to get off of his space. So let's walk. Wow, triple success, but double success, I can move up to 2 spaces and I only lose a time. 2 spaces. Alright, 1, 2. Okay, I can't go into the house. Well, if I do a short rest, I'll fall asleep again. The thing is, I won't have to reset the deck. I'm pretty sure I won't have to. If I can get my lives back. Anything else I'd rather do, though? Well, yeah, let's do some focus first. Just while I'm rolling 3 cards. Alright, 1 success. I go down a horror, down a time. Then I want to do it again. Okay, there I'll have to discard some cards. I don't want to do that. I lose 2 time. I'm going to go ahead and one of the things you can do when playing against Dr. Fright as your action, but it doesn't cost a time or well, I don't think it costs a time. I better check. I don't think it costs a time. Because you can do one of these actions. Alright. It doesn't say you spend any time. Okay. So I'm going to resolve that last card. So I'm just going to go ahead and go down this one last time. Oh, there he is again. Alright, I'm going to have to guard against this attack or I die. And I did it. I ignore all hits. So now I'm done with this. I can flip it all around and then shuffle the boiler room cards. Put the awake on top. I am now awake. Now if I do a short rest, I'll be asleep again. I do need that health back. I've only got 2 to spend. Alright, let's do short rest. 1 success. I heal 1. Go down 1 time. I'm going to discard this walk card to go up a time. I don't have the extra die right now because I have that extra heart now. But I am once again asleep. And I'm done with my action phase. So now for my buying phase, no free cards. I have 2 to spend. I'm just going to have to take a guard. These come back over here. Yeah, I'm pretty much probably going to lose this game. Alright, we go to the killer phase where he is not attacking anywhere, but we do a terror card. We are all gonna die. So he's going to target a victim, walk towards it, and then do a kill. So the closest is right here. He walks in there and he kills. So that raises bloodlust by 1. My horror goes up by 1. Now he hits for 2 when he hits. Then we're going to do that exact same thing again. He's already in a space with the victim, so he won't move. He kills again. And this bloodlust goes up again. And now that's going to reveal his dark power. So we flip the leg here. Never really dead. When this card is revealed, place Dr. Fright's black final health token back into the reserve pool and replace it with a white final health token. If Dr. Frank loses his last health, reveal 3 black final health tokens from the reserve pool and restore his health accordingly. Now, I had that one time before and I killed him and I had to draw 3 from the pile and they were all blank. I was so happy because I won amazingly. And then the one that he had given up, I think, had 2 hearts on it. So anyway, it goes back into this pool. We replace it with the white one there. Okay. Now, we go down here. If no victims were killed, we go up to Bloodlust, but there were certainly victims killed. Now on to the panic phase, where this guy is going to panic. We rolled a 2, and he'll panic out to the street. A 4, 5, or 6, he would have stayed there. So at least he got away from the killer. Oh, and I forgot, since I was asleep, I was supposed to do this at the end of the killer phase. So right now, this victim is still in the house. I think I'll slide it up. Oop, there he is. So he hits me for 2. So I do have to defend against that, so I'm going to play my guard. 2 dice. I succeed, so I reduce the damage by 2. I live. Alright. So now that victim panicked. Nothing happens on the upkeep. So now back to my turn. And I have no cards. But I've got 6 time to buy cards with. So I'm definitely going to take Retaliate. All the freebies. And I'll take the guard. And then put back this guard. Okay. Now to the killer phase. He's not targeting anybody in his space. Well, he is targeting, but there's nobody in his space to kill. So we do the terror card. Next to last one. But if this is a dream, then I can, if you are awake, immediately discard, and resolve the next terror card. I'm asleep. So now I may increase the bloodlust by 1 to choose one of the following things here. And I will do it. I will increase the bloodlust by 1. This is not changing anything right now. So now I can either take the top item card of any deck, I can move to any space that I wish, or I can gain 4 time. No, I like that idea of gaining 4 times, so I'm going to go up to the 10. Okay. At the end of the killer phase, I've got to do this. So I'm going to go up again. And I'm good. You can only do 1 of these at the end of the killer phase. So there we go. Upkeep, nothing happens. So back to my turn. I'm going to do a short rest right now to try to get some health back. 1 success, but I can make the other one a success. So I'll discard 1 focus and 1 walk. And that's a double success, so I get to heal 2. And then I'm already asleep. Alright, next I'm going to focus. That is a single success, so I'll go down 1 on my horror and down 1 on time. I'm going to discard walk to gain a time, and then I'm done. So I've got 10 time to spend. I'm going to take the critical blow, which is 6. That leaves me with 4. I'm going to take a convince, which leaves me with 3. And with the 3, I'm going to take distraction. No freebies to take. Now these will go over here. And this will go back to 6. And then we go to the killer phase. He does not kill anyone. We do the last terror card. Blurred reality. Until the next killer phase, you and Dr. Fright may damage each other even if you're awake. That doesn't really matter here because I'm asleep. Now he's going to target the nearest anyone. Right here. He's going to walk, which is 2 spaces, but he only needs to go to 1. Then he's going to kill. Boom. That means this goes up 1, the bloodlust. I go up 1, horror. He attacks for 3 from now on, but still moving 2. And that's the end of this card. Now, at the end of the killer phase, I need to do another one of these. So, I'm not looking here, making sure everything's squared up. Okay. I think I'm going to go this way. It's hard to handle this deck. So I need to make sure I'm grabbing 2 cards underneath. There they are. Alright. So I'm sliding this way and I'm good. Okay. No panic is going to take place. Upkeep. Now we do have something here during upkeep. Since the terror deck is empty, we have to reveal this top card of him, which is Time to Die. There's a new killer action. He's always going to target me now. He's going to move toward me, and then he's going to attack twice. During upkeep, if you are awake, lose 2, well, it says lose 2 lose-a-healths, and you fall asleep. So I think it's meant to say you lose 2 life. They needed not to put the word lose on there, because that literally means to lose 2 lose-a-lives. Okay. So it's going to be very hard to survive now. My next turn. You guys are probably saying you don't have any cards to get over to him. You're right. I don't have any cards to get over to him to fight against him. He's going to be coming my way. Alright. I am going to play Distraction. Double. So I go down 2 horror and up 2 time. That was a great roll. I am going to play Convince to enter a house now. 1 success, so I can enter this one here. It's the only one connected to that spot. That's the Smalley house. I lose a time. Now, I don't have anything that I can do in there. I probably shouldn't have gone into there. Oh no, he's just going to be targeting me now on the killer phase. But if he targets me or victim and he kills, he's going to kill victim. I'm going to have to make sure it's not one of the Smallies. Okay, I'm going to be finished with my turn there. Actually, right now we can both fight each other even if I'm awake. So I might as well do my 1 more card here. So I'm going to slide it. I'm going to slide it this direction. I'm good. All right. So now I am waking up. But I still can't do any of this. So I'm done. I've got 7 to spend. I'll take a Furious Strike. I'll take a Sprint and a Close Call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can have 3 of these. So walk, walk, focus. And actually, let me get rid of one of the walks, just in case I save a victim. Which, no, I can't save a victim. So I will take that walk. Okay. Now we go to 6. And then the killer phase, where he is going to target me. He's going to walk 2 spaces toward me. 1, 2. And then he's going to attack twice, but I'm not there. Next. There's no tarot card. Okay. Panic. No one's panicking. Upkeep. No upkeep. So back to my turn. Well, there is upkeep, actually. During the upkeep, if I'm awake, I lose 2 life and fall asleep. Okay. So now is my turn. Okay, I forgot to put these back. Alright, I'm going to walk. I will have to discard 2 cards for that. So, walk and close call. So, I get to move up to 1 space and lose a time. So, I'm moving out to join him. Okay, I'm going to play weak attack. Well, I have to discard 2 if I want to change that. Okay, I do want to change it. I'm going to discard focus and sprint. So, I get 1 success, which I hit him for 1, and he hits me for 1. I get an extra die now for being at my white token. I'm going to play Critical Blow. Okay. I do want to discard 2 cards to do this. I can't discard 4 to make them all good. So that's going to end my conversation. So do I hit him? Yeah, to keep from dying, I have to change 1. So I'm going to get rid of my Furious Strike and Guard. So I do 2 damage to him. And I go down 1 on my horror, but my conversation is ended. I have 5 to spend, so there's no way I can get a whatever that one was, Furious Strike again. So let me see. I'll definitely take a guard. I've got 3 left. I get my freebies. Let me count my cards. Okay, I've only got 4 cards here. So with my 3 left, I could take a close call. Alright, that guard should have been there. Because I'm holding... Yeah. I had it there. So guard. Alright. So I got me a guard and a close call for 3. Oh no, that was that guard the one. Okay, I had a retaliate left in my hand, and this is what I played. And I'm getting my freebies back. A guard and a close call, that's 3. So I still have 2 left. So I'll sprint. Okay, I'll take a sprint. Now, these will go back. Critical blow. Weak attack. Walk. Close call. Walk. Sprint, focus, guard, and Furious Strike. Okay. Now, in the killer phase, he's going to be attacking me right now, twice. So, with the first attack, I'm going to use Retaliate. Alright, 1 success. I'm going to discard those 2 cards to make it a double success. So I ignore all damage from attack, and I hit him twice. Now he's attacking me for the second time, and I'm going to play guard. Double success, I ignore all damage. Okay, I still have to do the boiler room, which is coming right now. So I will slide up. Okay, that's good. No Dr. Fright. Alright, no panicking. No upkeep. Well, the upkeep phase is if I'm awake. But I'm not. I am asleep. So, my next turn, I have these left. Sprint and focus. I do need... Well, I'm going to focus first. Triple success. Well, double, I lose 1... Oh. That, by the way, should be at 6. Lose 1 horror and go up 2 time. Now I'm rolling 4 dice. And I will sprint. That's a double. So move up to 3 spaces and lose a time. So 1, 2, 3. Now, I wish I could heal right now, but I can't. So I am done with my turn there. I get to get cards. I have 7 to spend. So here are my freebies. And I do get guard. But Retaliate's not out here. So I've got 5 more to spend. I'm going to take a Convince and a Search. 2 more. sprint. I go back up to 6, and these have to go back out here. Sprint, focus, guard, retaliate, short rest, close call. Alright, killer phase. He's going to move towards me. He gets to move 3, doesn't he? No, he moves 2. 1, 2. So, no hitting me this time. Alright. Well, I have to do the boiler room. Let's slide this way. Oh, there he is. So he's still hitting me. And that's going to be 3 damage. And I have a guard card. And I ignore all damage. And I had to ignore all damage. I would have died. The reason I'm rolling 4 dice right now, because I'm in the green area here now where I roll 3. And the extra 1 for being down to my last token. If I can get him down to his last token, that's another die I get to roll. Okay, I'm done with this, and now it's on to my turn again. So I do have a weak attack that I can do against him. Okay, this is going to be pretty hard to do things that I'm wanting to do. See, the crucifix is what I'll find in here when I search. Discard to ignore any horror level increase or end an enemy's movement when they're in an adjacent space. Okay. So I'm going to play Convince. Alright, 1 success, so I get to enter this house. I lose a time. I'm going to do the search while I'm in here. 3 success, but 2 is the most for that card. Take the top 2 item cards of your space and choose one. Place the other on the top face up or the bottom face down. So the top 2 cards. There's the crucifix and there's the Bible. The Bible plus 2 dice when resolving a Convince action card. Well, I'm going to take the crucifix. I'm going to go ahead and put it into my hand. I can hold, that's a one-handed item. You can hold 2 hands worth of items. Otherwise, you can put it in your backpack. The Bible, I'm going to put it on the bottom face down. And no, we don't turn the next card face up either. Okay, now I am going to walk. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to discard 2 cards to make it work. Alright, well, focus and walk, I guess. I'll discard. And now I can move up to 1 space and lose a time. By the way, when I searched, I also should have lost a time. Right. So he walks out here with me, and then I save him. And that goes there, and that gives me the planning card. Which gives me extra dice to roll in future phases. Also, I get to flip over my Nancy card for a special power. Each time you lose normal health, which I'm going to die if I do that now, you may reveal a black final health token from the general pool, swap it with your final or black final health token. So you cannot do this with a white final health token. So my power is just worthless right now. But each additional victim that I rescue, I get to gain a health back. So I'm going to sprint now. Double success, so up to 3 spaces and lose a time. 1, 2, 3. Right back to there. I'm going to stop right there. With my 2, I'm going to get myself a guard card. Although, you know what? I'm going to discard both of these to give me 4 time. So I'm still in my action phase doing that. And then I'm going to quit my action phase. In my planning, I'm going to spend my 4 to get retaliate. That's all that I can buy, although I can get back my freebies. Then all these go back. So I didn't get to use my planning, but that's okay. I can kill him with retaliate. And good, I'm still recording. I hope nothing has been off camera. This took up a lot of room on my table. Okay. So killer phase, he's going to walk towards me. And right when he gets that intersection, I'm going to throw my crucifix at him, I guess. Discard to it. No. Actually, end an enemy's movement when they're in an adjacent space. I don't have to throw it for that. So I'm going to end his movement right there where he is. On an adjacent space. Well, that's pretty powerful if I can just hold that and do that all the time. But you know what? I took that retaliate card for a reason. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to let him come into my space. He's attacking me. So here's time number 1. And I'm going to play retaliate. And it's all down to this. If I don't succeed, I lose. And I need both successes. And I got 2 successes. So I haven't necessarily won. But I ignore all damage from the attack. And I hit him for 2. So here's 1, and then his second, remember I have to pull 3 out of here. 1, 2, 3. Yes! No health. I have 1. I didn't think that was going to happen. And I think his original is one of those 2. He could have had 1 under there. There was the 3. So yes. Hopefully I didn't cheat. I defeated Dr. Fright and won the game. He didn't get a chance to do that last attack on me. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. This had to have been a long video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And, you know, if you do like at least watching these a little bit, give me a like. That'll help get me going on this channel some. I would surely appreciate that. So until next time, this is Jim saying goodbye for Jim Games.